Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC, and then we're going to talk about BTC on the lower degree. We're going to talk about the 12-hour, 6-hour time frame. We're also going to take a look at the weekly volume selling pressure we got on Bybit, and we're also going to take a look at it on Bitstamp, right? So to get it started, let's dive into the 12-hour time frame, right? So last time before the breakout, we talked about like how bullish the 12-hour time frame could be in terms of like these two indicators, the MACD and RSI. We said if basically RSI was gonna retest the trend line, BTC is going to be very bullish. And we said if MACD was gonna retest this trend line, it is going to be very bullish, right? And after we retested, basically what we were looking for MACD basically to do exactly what is it doing right now, which is like to dip in, right, and give us a sort of divergence. So this means, okay, we could possibly see MACD try to retest the trend line to the upside. All right, do this. So we could possibly see MACD try to retest the trend line, and it is most likely going to fail, right, if the bear is going to be stepping in. But it's not going to change anything about the structure of the price action, because if MACD going to be gonna fail to retest the trend line, price could be making a high. Okay, it is something like we just gonna keep in mind, because it is gonna create a very strong divergence, even though the bulls possibly could retest 10k to 10.5 level, right, and avoid MACD to retest the trend line. That way we're going to create a stronger divergence and change completely the slope. Okay, we need to change the slope, at least for the short term. We're still moving, we're still making a high highs on the MACD. RSI, we already lost it, so I don't see like RSI, at least for the short term, to basically try to retest the trend line, because if we're going to be retesting the trend line on the RSI 12-hour time frame, it means like we're going to be retesting at least 12k. So it is something like the bulls gotta keep in mind, if they want to push the price up to 12k, RSI has to basically at least try to go back up there and try to make some sort of divergence, just about like 89 to 86 level. I showed you previously the run up to 14k. RSI had like basically three top, all right, all of them retested at least 86 to 89 level. So if we're going to be doing the same thing, we could be expecting like RSI to retest at least another time, like retest at least like 85 to 86 if the bulls want to keep up the momentum, right? So we got to keep that in mind. So 12-hour time frame, MACD and RSI, we're looking for some sort of a strong divergence, at least for the short term, both on the MACD and the RSI. All right, MACD looking to go back up. RSI not quite strong yet, but you got to think about it once again, right? When BTC was at 6k level, RSI was just about like a neutral, like a 50, all right, and BTC retested the trend line and RSI basically pumped all the way up to like a 95. So that was like almost 3,000 point move. So if RSI going to retest at least the level of 83 range, it could pump up like another 3,000. So it is something like the bears has to avoid, and basically keep the price below 10.1 to 10.5 in order to avoid like some explosiveness above like above 10.5 and above. It is going to be very explosive. So I'm looking for the bears basically to basically give us give bulls a tough time in this range. Now let's dive into the price analysis. So let's dive into the 6-hour, right? So I'm looking for bears to give bulls a tough time, just about a 0.786. I said it on my previous update, and I said like bulls can still go back up to like a 0.786 to a 10k level. Okay, right now we at just about 0.618. Market tends to respect like a 0.618. As you can see, I was expecting 0.618 on this run up. Let me do this. I was expecting 0.618. I was expecting 0.618 on this run up, right? We hit like a 50% pullback, got rejected, and then retested the bottom. Now you can see like we moving smoothly, up to like a 0.618. Now we could be facing on a 6 hour basis, we could be facing like a sideways correction within this range for another 6 to 8 hours before trying to basically retest like a 0.786, which is just about like a 9650 level. Okay, 9650 up to like a 10-1 going to be a very explosive price action in that area, because you gotta think about it. We already, if we retest like a 96, it means like we already broke like 0.618 at 9350. The bull's gonna be fighting to go through 10k and so on, right? People are gonna get very excited and so on. So keep in mind, volatility going to be increasing a lot over the next like a few days, all the way up to the the weekend and so on. And in addition, we got a gap just about like a 10k level, so it is something like we just have to keep in mind. One thing I also wanted to basically add to the analysis is like 6 hour MACD give us a clean bullish divergence, right? So as you can see, we got the clean bullish crossover just about this area, right? So we got it like just about 88.50, okay, 88.50 to like 89.50 range. Okay, so we got the bullish crossover. So most of the time it tends to give us like 400 to 600 points, like I said previously. So from like 88 to like a 93, we already got almost 600 points. So we just gonna have to wait for the 6 hour MACD to basically try to flatten them, right? And then give us another crossover and a possible double crossover. So let's just keep that in mind. Bullish, we got a bullish crossover if you bullish, so just keep that in mind. Your 6 hour MACD might be losing momentum if we break like a 96 and so on, right? So upside target for the bulls, they could be attempting to basically retest like a 96 to 10k area, right? So bears, they just gotta do a good job basically accumulating just about like a 10k area to 96 area, accumulate some shorts for a possible reversal. It could be very slow. It might not be like a quick reversal. As you can see, the reversal we got in this area almost took like a 2 to 3 days since like Saturday when we dropped on the 9th. We dropped like all the way down to low 8k, and you can see like it is, today is the 13th, almost like a 4 or 5 days to push up like another 1500 point cleanly. So I wouldn't be in rush for a possible reversal. It could take another 2 to 3 days also to basically get the reversal pattern. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. The good thing about the this move to the upside for the bears is like price is going up, volume is not incredibly moving higher. So it is something like the bears could be very excited about, because you can see like the type of volume you got on Bitstamp. It is just about like 37,000 BTC, 37k on this sell-off, and then right now the last 2 days we got like average 13,000 BTC. So it's not even a lot. It's not even like half of the selling pressure. So if we keep moving to the upside up to 10k with like a 10 to 13,000 BTC, the bears going to get very excited, because they know this move going to be very weak compared to the selling pressure we got from like a 10k area. So let's keep that in mind. Daily 21 EMA looking great in terms of supporting the price. So it is something like I talked about last time, and I said like at some point we're gonna have to basically drop and get a support from the 21 EMA. As you can see, 21 EMA is very important regardless of what time frame you're looking at. Even if you look at it on the 3-day chart and 2-day chart, we've been getting a support from the 21 EMA. So as you can see, like the pump up to like a 9100 just about like second week of January, when we dip down, we basically got a support just about this area of 21 EMA, and we pump all the way up to 10.5. So can we do the same thing? Yes, we can do the same thing. We can basically the bulls can do the same thing, get this support, but they gotta be able to break this 10.1 to 10.5 area. If they break 10.1 to 10.5 area, like I showed you on the MACD and RSI, it's going to be very explosive. The move from like a 10.5 to 13k and so on, not 13k but 12k, going to be very explosive. I don't think it's going to be like a 2 to 3 weeks move. It could be like a 3 to 5 days pump, right? So because RSI and MACD are going to be very explosive. So the bears just have to basically, what I'm looking for is like bears basically to to keep price below 10.1 to 10.5, and then we could be looking for we could be looking for a lower number after we basically get the rejection. But as long as we're moving above this 21 EMA on the daily time frame, the bull's gonna be very confident. They still making, they're still making a high low, high lows, even though we just created a a higher low high recently. If we do not break like a 10-1, we're going to be creating a low highs, but it is going to be okay, at least for the short term, because we're going to need like a couple more weeks with a very good volume to basically come from the downtrend, right? So let's take a look at the weekly volume. Weekly volume is very, very important. As you can see on Bitstamp, right? And I'm going to show you the weekly volume also on Bybit, right? So weekly volume, as you can see, very, very important weekly volume. It's not the biggest weekly volume since like the capitulation, but it is like the third one. So it is quite important to basically keep that in mind. So the current weekly volume, I mean, the last week volume was like the third largest weekly volume since like the capitulation from this area of March, second week of March, right? So you can see right now, even though the last week volume was pretty big, the current weekly volume is not that bad at all. It is already 50% of the 50% of the last week volume. So bulls, they're gaining a little bit confidence. So we gotta bears gotta be able to basically step in at or above 96 to 10k level, and not try to let the price go above like a 10.5, because it is going to be very, very, very volatile above 10.5, right? So weekly volume on Bybit, not Bitstamp. So weekly volume on Bybit, right? So you take a look at it. You take a look at the weekly volume on Bybit. It is the biggest weekly volume on Bybit ever. Okay, so even the type of capitulation we got on on the knife. So it wasn't. I mean, it was big, but the current one we got like last week was actually very, very impressive. So I don't see like how the bulls going to be basically pushing above like a 10.5 with a low volume. If they're going to be pushing above 10.5, it has to be, the volume has to be at least 80 to 90% of last week volume. Okay, so it is something like that's why I'm saying above 10.5, it has to be very explosive. It cannot be like a baby volume trying to ramp up to 12k and so on. I would be extremely bullish above 10.5, because the move going to be very, very, very explosive once again, right? Very explosive move, right? Let's take a look at it on basically Binance. So Binance weekly volume was pretty much similar to basically Bitstamp, so nothing to say about the weekly volume on Binance, right? So let's keep that in mind. Volume is very, very impressive as of now, so I'm watching the volume very, very carefully, right? So let's go back to the 15 minutes time frame really quickly. So on the 15 minutes, it is not much like you can say. Price is overextended right now. It is correcting. So it is making a small flat correction. You don't know if this flat correction is going to end up being a triangle, or it is going to be a falling wedge, or whatever it is going to be. But at least for the short term, it is making a sideways correction. So we need to basically stay above the 21 EMA on the 15 minutes. If we break it, we got 9k area. 9k to 9100 going to be a temporary support, at least for the short term. So it is something that we just gotta keep in mind. You also got your 100 EMA on the 15 minutes time frame, just about like a 91 level. So if like we dip down, this 100 EMA on the 15 minutes time frame gonna support the price. Currently at 91, it could be moving faster up to like a 91.50 to 9200, depending how slow price going to be moving. But as of now, this is just a corrective move, and it could move sideways, or even dump down to this area of 91 to 92 before pushing up to the pushing to the upside. So 15 minutes, nothing to say about it. Still bullish on the 15 minutes time frame, right? All right, guys, that's all I wanted to cover today. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to hit the likes. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to join our public Telegram group. Link in the description. If you want to upgrade to our premium member, send me a message once you join our basically public Telegram group. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.